Chelsea Carmen is your typical mother of two.
Dale! No! Dale is going to be 5 in June, and then Veronica, she will be turning 1 this weekend.
However, her family is actually quite unusual.
Something that makes my family unique is just how young Nick and I are. We get to grow up young with both of our kids.
Chelsea was a teen mom in high school. She says this forced her to grow up immediately.
Before I had Dale, I was just typical 14-year-old, chasing boys, hanging out with friends, going to school, stuff like that.
Her peers were not always understanding of her situation either.
Some people were really understanding. My close friends were, but for the most part, a lot of them were very ridiculing, really judging of my situation. Not very many people had sympathy. And I don't expect them to. They were always really quick to say mean things, Didn't really care. Like if my homework assignments were late, they were just like, oh, she doesn't like to do her homework. And, maybe that night before, my son was probably sick. Or, we were up pretty late having a hard night, or I went to work that night.
A few years after Dale was born, Chelsea met Nick Carmen. They later married in August of 2013, right before her senior year of high school, which was when they discovered another surprise. Chelsea was pregnant with her second child.
The first time, it wasn't really so bad. Everybody was mean and picking, but it was easy to ignore them. The second time around, it was a little bit more difficult because, I'd already been pregnant in high school once, so of course the comments were a lot worse about being pregnant again. For the most part, I hid my second pregnancy while I was in school. It was my senior year, and I was graduating at semester, so it wasn't too difficult because I really didn't start showing until late January. But it was definitely a challenge. It was great though, just to have all those milestones just so close together. We were all able to celebrate them together too as a family, and that's just awesome. I would say my greatest accomplishment was graduating high school, because for a while there it was really dark and I didn't think I was going to.
Chelsea's story has become an inspiration for other struggling teen moms.
I've actually on Facebook, read forums and, given advice to other girls who are struggling with telling their parents or, problems they're facing in school. And honestly, I just want to tell them that it's going to be okay. It really is. It may not seem like it sometimes, and it's going to get really hard, but everything will be okay in the end if you just do what you have to do and keep the best interest of your child or children in mind, because ultimately they come first.
In Chelsea's own words, age is only a number. It's how much love you give your child that matters. For Hawk Voice, I'm Angela Richard.